Good afternoon. Is anyone here? Hi. So tell me, when should I start? When all you guys are ready. Let me wait for a couple of more minutes till more people to join in. Okay, so good afternoon. As you guys all know, your papers I guess have started already, and the schedule and the all the pattern of exam you would be knowing. So I would be telling you how to take forward the test and how to attempt the questions and what is the procedure you must be following. So like what I felt was NMAT was one of the easiest but also one of the trickiest topic. Like easiest since there's no negative markings, and trickiest as in because you need to attempt 120 questions in 120 minutes, and not all the questions are for like one question a minute. There in some section it is less than a minute, in some section it's more than a minute. So what you guys need to do is, first of all, you should be knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. Like when I attempted my paper, my strength was quant and DILR. So for the quant and the DILR, you must be knowing that what exactly which topics are your strength, and for VA which are your strengths. So and you must also give at least 5 to 7 papers at least before the NMAT actual paper, so that you know which section you can attempt first, because before the exam you guys will be having the option of selecting like quant, DILR, or VA, and then VA or quant and then LR. So you must be knowing which order you should be following. So that you must need to be clear. And I guess you must all be knowing about the the doc file which gets circulated for all the windows. So that doc file is one of the most important things. Do it very religiously and thoroughly, because many of the questions which come are repeated and are already there in the doc file. So if you guys have the doc, go through it, do each and every questions up 2 3 times, and most of the questions gets repeated. Now the question comes like when we should attempt the NMAT paper, like in a window, in the first window or in the second window. So in each window, like if there are some questions in the first window, they won't be repeated in the second window. It can happen in the first window on the first day a question come, it can come on the 15th day, but that question won't be come in the second window. It's not I won't say it's not possible, but it's hard that normally that doesn't happen. So I would be advising that in a window of 15 days, you ideally should attempt the give the NMAT on the 10th to 12th day of the window. The reason being, on that day, most of the questions are there, and there are hardly few questions which get added because those questions are only repeated. And yes, regarding the doc file, I guess Gurpreet sir would be sharing with that to you shortly, and also you can find it on his site. That normally these docs files are very much helpful. Now, the main thing regarding NMAT paper is that you must attempt all the questions since there is no negative marking. So attempt all the questions, and then regarding the scaling thing, what happened, like scaling, no one knows how exactly it is done, but what you can do is like whenever if you have seen the doc file and there are a few questions, then what will happen which are repeated, and if you give the paper those same questions come, so it's better not to immediately answer those questions. You should give some reasonable time. Like if you have seen a quant question which is very easy, you have done that in the doc file, you must not immediately, like in the first second only, you must not answer that question and give the answer. The reason being, what I feel and what I had the information at that time when I was giving was people who attempted the question at just that moment, like in a second, it's very difficult for a person to solve a quant question in a second. So it's better to give some reasonable amount of time, like 5-7 seconds, that you think is apt for the questions to think and attempt. Because in that time, if you attempt a single question, there could be some scaling there. So for the scaling thing, you must not answer all the question in a single go. You must give some reasonable time. And now to how to prepare for different sections, starting with VA. VA, normally the time is 22 minutes, 32 questions. It is somewhat, I would say, not equally distributed. But what you can do is, for VA, don't start with, I would say, the RC part. So you must start with the since there is an option of you can go back to the questions, so do the word meaning synonyms first, and at the end do the RCs. Else they would consume most of your time, and then you would be running out of time, and you might not score, even if you are getting like if you even if you might not score that much, even you are knowing all the question. And like regarding, like many of you asking regarding the Windows date, I am not much sure about the dates and all. I guess the window has started from 5th, so take an assumption of 15 days, and I guess there are 5 windows, 15 days, 75 days. So after every 15 days a new window start, and you would all guys from wherever you are taking coaching from sir, you would be knowing when the window is starting, so you would get a rough estimate that when you should be attempting. And there's nothing like you should not attempt in the first window or the second window. You can attempt in any of the windows, but you must see that you are attempting on the 10th or the 12th day, somewhere around that, not in the first week. And it's not, I won't say it's not bad, but it's better to do in the 10th to 12th day, because you would be having a list of questions which are being repeated, and that would be beneficial for you all guys. Now the paper is more of a time management than a test. Basically you need to manage your time, since in quant there are a lot of things and all. There are questions which could be very easy, very straightforward, and there could be some questions which are very tricky and very lengthy. So you must know which questions you should attempt or you should not attempt. Then other than that, like I gave the NMAT paper twice. My first attempt was, I guess, in the month of November 18th, and that was around the 9th or the 10th day. It was a third window going on at that time. I scored 213 in that, and then I, just to be on the safer side, I gave another attempt, and that in December, around December 12th or 13th of December, and in that I also scored around 210. So at that time I felt that I had attempted better, but since I attempted all the questions in a go without even giving a pause or something, so at that time I thought there was a scaling there. So but luckily I got through and I cleared all the cutoffs. And you must also get an idea, like this time I guess the cutoff for NMIMS Mumbai was around 208 or something. So you must all target at least 212 to 215. The reason being, you never know what would be the scaling or what. So I don't exactly remember the cutoffs for each and every subject that you can get to know from any of your mentors and all. So they would be telling you these are the cutoffs, and normally those are the cutoffs which come. And for the papers, many people think that when you are giving mocks or what, like one of my friend is asking that he gave a mock and he got somewhat score on 207, and in some mocks he got 190 something. So that is not a problem. The reason being, when I gave mock, my first mock I got a 240, then in the second mock I got a 250, then I went down to 180 also. So that is not a problem. Whatever happens on that day, the D day we call, that is what matters. And it might happen that you might you have messed up something in a few questions, that your score has gone up or gone down. You must not be demotivated about all the marks. It's just basically you must practice a lot, and after giving the test you must be confident, yes, I've attempted it to my full content. There was hardly any scope I could have done better. So it is not necessary that you see like right now I'm getting 210, then I got 230, now I fall back to 180. So there's no reason to that. It could be just that a good day and a bad day. So it's just you practice more, and that is and you must also see the larger picture. Like when I planned for all my papers, I gave IAFT also, I gave NMAT, I gave CAT. So I planned it that way that none of my exams are like having any, like if I'm giving IAFT, it is not that my NMAT should be the next day. There should be a gap of at least 5 to 6 days so that I have time to prepare for that different paper also. So plan your NMAT according to that also, and any other tips like for the tips for different sections. So coming to quant, in quant, what you can do is there are some questions which are very direct questions, and on the list in the doc file which you get, what will happen is there are some quant questions as it is which you get on the doc, so that word to word even the numbers don't change on the side on the exam paper. So go through them. The DI sets, the LR sets, they are same as it is, and it is advisable for quant also DILR to just see the question. If you know the answer at that moment of time, you attempt it or go to the next question and mark that question. The reason being, there would be like out of the 48 questions in quant, around 15 questions, 10 to 15 questions might be repeated. So you will know that which section, which question you must attempt at a go and which one you must not attempt. So that, and for the DI-LR set, there might be sometimes, like in my set it happened that DI was one of the trickiest thing. So, and since DI and LR were my strength, it wasn't difficult for me because since it was my strength and is still my strength, I used to solve it very quickly, and luckily there was a couple of sets got repeated from the doc file also. So that helped me a lot also. So there is no particular set, and it also depends how your DI is. Is it more of a calculation based DI set, or is it more of logic related or something like that on that particular line? It is not necessary that the DI would be every time calculative based or something like that. And graphs and all are also easy, but you must allot your time very, I would say, aptly and efficiently. The main thing is that in all the sections, the time management is the key. And any other questions you would like to ask to me? Scaling on 31st October, right? There's nothing as that on this day there would be very much scaling, on that day is scaling a lot. There's nothing like that. And regarding the doc file, I will ask Gurpreet and to share the doc file with you. So you would be getting, and if you contact him, he can directly share the doc file to you on his site also. He's having the doc file, so that won't be a problem. You will get the doc file, and even if your friends, they would be knowing the doc files. Most of the people giving NMAT know about the doc file, and it is very much useful. Like it is the key, I would say, to cracking one of the papers. And preparations for DI is like the more paper you attempt, it's better. And there's no particular date when there is high scaling or low scaling. And as I said, the first week of any window, prefer not to take on that. Prefer to take on in the 8th or 10th day after that. For preparations for NMAT, I gave from IMS, I gave from Time and Bullseye. These were the 3 sites, and Olive Board. There was an Olive Board also. I gave from these these sites. Tips for verbal, mostly like all the word meaning synonyms question gets repeated. Most of the question, like hardly a couple of questions are out. But also see the videos made by Gurpreet. He has done all the videos regarding various word meanings also. So most of the words are repeated. I doubt like any of the words were new in my set. All the words were repeated. Okay, and last day, there is nothing as like scaling on this day or that day. And for reading comprehensions, prefer to attempt it at the last. But if you have a good practice, if you regularly do RCs, you would be able to solve them quickly. The reason being, if you have got around 7-8 minutes to the RCs are not very lengthy, and in all the RCs, out of the 3 or 4 questions, 1 or 2 questions are normally direct questions. Only a couple of them are tricky questions. So if you think that you are stuck between 2 options, just go with your instincts and don't waste that much time. Now the level of the test, you are saying the mocks, it varies from paper to paper. It is not like IMS is easy or Time is easy or any other is easy, it will vary. Like it depends also from paper to paper on. So I can't comment on being one being easy, the other being difficult. And I would say all the coaching institutes, be it CL, IMS, Time, all they have this is like everything is on the same level. There could be one is a bit difficult, other is a bit easy, and that can also change from paper to paper. The results of NMAT, if you give it in the first window, most probably by the third window the results get declared. So what I did was I have planned that I will give in the third window, so that by the fifth window my results get declared, and I would be knowing that should I give another attempt or not. So despite getting a 213, I gave another attempt just to be on the safer side, that if I get a better score it would be good for me. Then that's why I gave in the fifth window also. Like, to improve your score, there is more practice, I would say. That is the only thing. Now let me tell you something about NMIMS. I've went to many other let's say B schools and all, but the infrastructure of NMIMS is one of the best infrastructure, and the location is one of the most prominent. It's near Juhu, Andheri West. So that is one of the best part regarding this. Then other than that, the seniors which I got, they're like super friendly, very chilled. And in general, for all the B schools, the first couple of months they are like very hectic. You won't know what stuck to you. Like, it would be like you're standing and a train has come and just struck you badly, the couple of months, and then after that you will get used to it, like the project works, case studies, studying, and then papers simultaneously, then some cell works, everything goes back to back. And living in a new different city is an altogether different experience. And then the age of people around you, your colleagues would be like, average age in B schools is 24, 25. Other than that, they like in my class, the different backgrounds is very different. Like people are, one of my colleagues she's a lawyer, one is a CA, there is a journalist also over here in my class. So there are different people from different backgrounds. So this is a short I could tell you about NMIMS. Other than that, any more queries regarding the paper, anything other than that, I'm happy to answer all your queries. Okay, so one of my friend is asking about the book. The book is very helpful, but the thing is that if you have got, like, if you are targeting only NMIMS and you have got a lot of time, then attempting the book is good idea. But I would say, like, do the doc file first. That is one of the most important thing. That is, you must be doing the doc file. And different questions, let me see. What work related docs, that is a very later stage, so that you would be knowing. And I'm not trying to skip any of the questions, just like there are so many questions. How much did I score in IFT? In IFT I scored, I don't remember, it was around 49 something. In CAT I got 98. Then doc file I will ask to solve the doc file. Solving last year doc file helps, I won't say, but yes, you will get a practice, not necessary, but yes, you might get some practice regarding analogies word in doc file as well. Yes, there would be different type of questions in doc file, so most of the things will be covered. Last year files, not necessary. The questions may be same, but the crux would be different. Like, the crux would be same, but the questions would be different. So that is the thing. Vocab portion, where doc file, the most of the questions are the doc file. The placements over here are good, luckily good over here. Then like second year like right now in the first year I can't comment on the second year, so that I wouldn't be able to comment. Heavy scaling on the last day window too, there's nothing as heavy scaling on any day of the windows. It varies. Like, there's no fixed day. It could be on the last day of second window also, third window also, but there's nothing defined and no one knows about it, how it is being done. So I won't be able to comment on the scaling part. Yes, you must focus on the doc file of your window, and because most of the questions are repeated, and it is not that you must be fully dependent on the doc file. You will get some benefit out of the doc file, but not all the benefits. So you must also practice simultaneously, but doc file would be very much helpful to you. No, window 1 question won't come in window 2. And regarding the doc file link, I will ask my friend to share it with you very soon, the doc file link. Anything else regarding the doc file, anything in reasons for scaling? That is a good question. Like, I also don't know the reason for scaling. Maybe like people who are giving on the first day and maybe people who are giving on the last day, the people who are giving the last day have more amount of time to prepare. So that is, I get, one of the reasons the scaling is done. No. NMIMS give preference to WorkX? No, nothing like that. There's nothing like giving preference to WorkX. It is basically how you see. The first part right now is to clear the paper. Like GDPI, all of those come in the second stage. So first, the main focus should be clearing the paper, and then GDPI is the later stage. LRDI strategy, I don't exactly know this, like the strategy. See, most of the questions in LRDI are repeated. So after those, if you are good at them, then there won't be that much problem in LRDI. Do scores increase also through scaling? It might also, like, I'm not sure about the scaling thing, so I can't comment on that. Cutoffs of pharmaceutical management, that I seriously have no idea. Sorry for that. NMIMS has yes, NMIMS does have a hostel facility, but it is not on the same campus. It does have minimum marks required for NMIMS to clear cutoff. I would say around 212 are the minimum, but you must score on 215 to be on the safer side. 30th October, a good date for exam. I don't know it is a window, which day. If it is on the 10th or 12th day of the window, it is a very good day. It's like no day is bad or good. It's just like the 10th or 12th day of a window is better. I would say that. 4th day, what words should you do? Like, what word should I do for vocab? See, it would be advisable if you see some words till 4th day. Also, a couple of questions might be repeated, but then you must, for the 4th day, that from the book NMAT book by GMAC, and there are some word meaning questions, so you can do from there for that on the 4th day. The questions are majorly being repeated regarding doc file. See, all the questions for GDPI is at a later stage. Right now, your focus and target should be NMAT, to clearing NMAT. Now, the days and the windows, I'm not sure like which window, which date. My strategy for NMAT in brief was like DILR and quant being my strength and VA not that much. So I attempted the VA in the first part. The reason being I was fresh at that time, and last thing I did before entering was seeing the doc. So I attempted the VA section first, then the quant, then the DI, and at the end the quant. The reason being, till when I reach the quant, I have got 60 minutes, and even if the time it happens when you are sitting for a long time in front of the laptop or any computer, you feel tired. But quant is my strength and I love that subject, so I never felt tired anytime between any other subject. So that was my strategy. Can't comment on the scaling. IFT GK, that you must find from. I have no idea from IFT GK. Year gap regarding, I have no idea. I guess that is not any case of having any medical issues, and year gap, that won't be a problem. Okay. No, Windows question never get repeated, and if you're on the second last day, your strategy should be that you must not attempt all the questions in a single go. As in, like, you must see a question and attempt in a first second. That you shouldn't be doing. And it happens. And my actual questions are also sometimes very much straightforward. So it is not that these easy questions won't come. There are chances that such easy questions will also come. Increase your score, practice, verbal. So most of the questions are being repeated over here. Experience, work, see, GDPI, everything is at a later stage, not at this moment of time. So you should keep all those queries for the latest stage. The first target should be clearing NMAT, and after that we might have another session for the queries regarding how to prepare for GDPI and everything. So in that I can I can answer all your queries. And so I will now ask, I will take permission to take a leave. And regarding the doc file, I will ask I will ask Gurpreet to share that with you. And that's it. Okay, then I will take a leave from all you guys and Matt and all. Okay, thank you and have a good day, and hope to meet you all in NMIMS.